Okay. Gonna I'm over here looking at the phone. See if this is going live. It looks like it's live, and I'm also using StreamYard for this recording. And I don't know what the quality will look like, but what I am testing out is NVIDIA's eye contact feature. The new NVIDIA broadcast software now includes the eye contact beta. So I can look basically down and the camera will hold eye contact, which is really interesting. So if I turn that off, you can guys see in the video that I'm looking down at the monitor, turn it back on, and my eyes lock back onto the camera. And this will actually give a little bit more of um, a personal touch to the way that audience interacts and that eye contact is kept, and it's all utilizing um, AI features. And so this series that I've started doing with the Trent Knox show and podcast has been tentatively or maybe permanently titled Creator Economy Talks. And I've done one previously, and it's a solo podcast, but I do intend to invite guests. I've already spoken to a few potential guests to have on this series that I'm really looking forward to. Obviously, one of the first things that I've mentioned previously is that I'm moving into a new studio in sometime in February, probably end of February, early March, and I will then be setting up all of the equipment that I have gotten along the way, along this journey, to do live streams and have in studio guests, and it'll be really cool. And I'm really looking forward to that. But what that will entail is more conversations with experts in the space, people that I've built a relationship with, and acquaintances with in both offline and online with my presence on LinkedIn and everything like that. And so I really want to have more conversations around the technology that will be utilized in the creator economy, not only in 2023 but into the future. And I've been having this conversation with my two best friends, Niles Monroe and Brian Kern, on their shows. And I look forward to, putting myself out there and getting on additional shows to talk about the creator economy. A lot of it does have to do with the content, and I often like to go on other shows and be the content. I'll talk about everything under the sun. I'll talk about it from both different perspectives and vantage points, the interest from some parties and interest from other parties, and just basically be the entertainment when it comes to the show. Of course, that's going to be content, and people don't always see the content that is being produced, and aren't aware of the things that are connecting the dots as to how certain content creators are associated, whether that be on YouTube, on Twitch, LinkedIn, Twitter, um, Rumble, the Trovo, the new kick.com, whatever platform the content creators are publishing on, TikTok even, for short form. Like, how are they all connected in some way? Like, what are they doing collaboratively? Um, are they creating similar content? Because there's a lot of people who create very similar content, but they're not necessarily associated, or they may not even like each other. And so there's sort of that component as well. So there's always a lot to talk about when it comes to the content that is in the creator economy, from the more PG-13 to like straight up X-rated content. I stay pretty much outside of the X-rated content realm or hemisphere, but I've been noticing a lot of adult content creators that are on OnlyFans or whatnot that are creating PG-13 esque content for a Twitch audience or a YouTube audience. That basically they go out to the conventions and they do on location live streaming, just giving their audience a behind the scenes look into what the adult industry is like. Of course, there's no nudity or anything like that, but it does have a certain, you know, um, connotation with it because it is the adult industry. Now, that's a what's what the adult industry does and what gaming does is push the boundaries on monetization, on technology, on connectivity, and all of these different aspects of the creator economy as far as tools go. And so, one thing that the adult industry has done really well is create memberships and subscription services. And so, with the OnlyFans and Subscribestar and Patreon and whatnot, they've been able to push the boundaries on what content creators can do, and that can be, you know, those um those mechanisms and tactics and tricks of the trade are able to be applied to more things that are even, you know, e-commerce related with products and such, subscription boxes that and content in the form of DVDs or membership programs that unlock a educational course or something like e-learning or an ebook. There's a lot of things that can be associated to those membership programs, and those boundaries are really being pushed by the gaming and adult film industry. And then secondly, more the infotainment and and learning management systems and info infotainment, but uh what's the word I'm looking for? Um ed tech conversation. And so right now, I guess the big conversation is around AI and the implementation of AI into the creator economy with ChatGPT, Dolly, Playground, Pollinations, and a few other different AI platforms. Uh, I think there's also Runway ML that people are talking about a lot. Runway ML is kind of an aggregator of a bunch of different tools in the machine learning space. And so AI is really adding a big component to what content creators are able to do by basically AI can become like the paintbrush of the next generation. You know, computers became that in the form of digital artwork and word processing and Excel spreadsheets and all these different things. But now with the implementation of AI, we can start utilizing the software component to implement implement executables in an automated fashion, something similar to like a Zapier or Big ML implementation. And it's more user friendly because these developers are creating interfaces that people are familiar with in more traditional sense of like social media and whatnot, or like e-commerce with a one-click action. So like an Amazon one-click kind of environment. So YouTube is now activated their shorts monetization component. So now there's ad revenue that content creators on YouTube can generate from YouTube shorts. And from what I've heard and what I've seen, really, in order to be successful with that standalone as a YouTube shorts channel, you're going to be needing to get a minimum of 10 million views per short to really see the benefits of monetization on those YouTube shorts. Of course, if you have a channel with 10,000 watch hours, you'll have monetization enabled on those YouTube shorts. But if you're just starting out and you don't have that amount of watch hours with traditional video, you're gonna be need to be hitting that 10 million mark, and that number makes sense because the average of viral videos on a TikTok is about a 1 million view comments and likes. So, when you spread that out over the course of 10 videos or more, you're looking at 10x the amount of a viral video, or even kind of like the average um high viewer short form videos. So 10 million views makes sense. Now, is that a difficult number to accomplish? Depends on the content that you're creating. As I mentioned earlier, it's kind of a it's there's a lot of different niches that you can enter into in this space right now, and those are always evolving as content creators get more creative with the work that they do. I think business is one that I'm very much in tune with and tuned to, especially when it comes to the LinkedIn platform, and paying attention to what the content creators are doing on LinkedIn. And you cannot, if you're a creator, ignore what is going on Twitter with Elon Musk taking over, and the fact that looks as if, and it very much appears to be, that there was a high level of censorship occurring on the platform, nefarious censorship that was targeting specific content creators because individuals didn't like what they had to say. They were infringing on their First Amendment right of free speech, and with infringing on their First Amendment right, they started to infringe on other rights in the freedom of movement and the ability to transact uh, business in open public commerce. So that's looks to be being addressed by Elon Musk. And also Elon Musk, what he is doing is opening up additional monetization tools on the platform of Twitter. So it's somewhere to pay attention to. Obviously, Twitter's more of a journalist platform, or getting kind of like the bite-sized news or the current events. It's not necessarily a business platform, and it's not necessarily a entertainment platform to go to watch videos, but it is something that you can scroll for a good amount of time to find the content that you're most interested in, similar to TikTok. And so, if you're comparing the two, that instant gratification component exists on Twitter and exists on TikTok in very similar ways. With LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, they're more alike in the sense that they have a higher production value benefit. So if you're producing videos, audio, podcasts, live events on platform, webinars, etc., you're going to get more attention than that 15 seconds of fame component of someone just paying attention to a post that you put on, like on TikTok or Twitter, where it's like a real quick serotonin boost, and then it's on to the next thing. So in the creator economy, some of the things to look out for are definitely new ways to create memberships, and new ways to convince your audience to um, engage on a deeper level with the content creator, whether that be in the form of access to special events in person and online, through different tiered subscriptions, which ultimately become a membership program. And then we're going to see a lot more direct to consumer distribution of products, both in and I just learned this word, the consumer packaged goods space and the durable goods space. So I recently, I knew there was a difference, but I recently read up again and got a better idea of what a durable good is versus a consumer packaged good. And so with that, food and beverage, clothing, those type of more perishable items, in the consumer packaged goods space, we're going to see creators starting their uh, own brands in the CPG space, whether that be like an energy drink, a food like a chocolate bar, um, even like ready made meals, frozen dinners. Merchandise, of course, is going to be continue to be a big play with clothing and apparel. We might even see some more shoe collaborations with coming out, or even first party, private label, whatever the case may be, a shoe that a content creator produces and brings to market. And I'd say the other big thing in the durable goods space is, Elon Musk has Tesla. Like, he's a obviously an influencer, and is distributing uh these these vehicles that are very much connected to him. And then I would say Elon Musk pushes the brand name of Tesla the most. There's really no other public figure that we really associate to Tesla as much as Elon Musk. But we'll start to see, as content creators are start producing their own headphones, their own, sort of like a DJ Khaled does his own headphones. Maybe it'll be a collaboration uh, or partnership, in the sense like with Monster Cable and Apple with Dr. Dre and all these different things. But you'll see headphones, peripherals in the form of maybe even VR glasses, augmented reality glasses with content creators branding on it. You're going to start to see probably cellular devices that are branded with content creators um, information on it already. And it might even be sort of a situation where you purchase a device and it comes with the skin of a content creator and access to a premium version of their membership, where they get, specific updates and different little knickknacks and memorabilia and whatnot associated with those devices. It's a big bite to chew, of course, when we're talking, we scale up from consumer packaged goods up to durable goods for content creators. Of course, it'll take some time to do that. Mr. Beast does it in kind of a hybrid sense of having a durable good for the public in the form of a restaurant, that people can publicly go to and purchase consumer packaged goods in the form of burgers and fries and drinks and like that, what have you. Um, and also shout out Danny Duncan. He does something very similar to that with his merchandise down in Florida. Um, will I think it's possibility in 2023 to see that grow, to see more content creators opening up their own brick and mortar for their fans to come to. I was just speaking um, in another chat with someone about the fact that we'd like to see content creators doing more of their own in-person meetups at their own venues, having their own private clubs that they can go to. The whole concept around having having a membership program through blockchain or cryptocurrency seems like it's too much of an ask for the average consumer. Not enough people are invested into the technology of Web3 and blockchain to really get that to be come over. Um, but on a more Patreon membership level, I think there's an opportunity really to do like more content creators doing a weekly meetup at their own venue, where people from around the world can come see them, and them having their own appearance fees. Because in traditional business, like when you're talking about creators that are making music, they usually are paid like an appearance fee to go to a club or what have you. And um and, and then it's like it's a slight commission off the door tickets, off the bar, off of performance tips, etc. whereas in this there would be they would be taking all of the profits and nothing, leaving basically nothing on the table if they were doing it all first party, instead of working with third party uh, business owners. And live streamers will continue to make a lot of money in this space. They're constantly innovating with the way that they use their canvas uh, to work with advertisers to publish content directly to their broadcasts. So that's similar to what Amplify is doing with their augmented advertising. And the tools for live streaming will get better. I'm testing out StreamYard now because I see an opportunity to repurpose the content that is created in live video format into a post-produced video. And I think with my skill set, as I grow into this new studio, my ability to kind of bridge the gap with OBS and StreamYard will enable me to do some really, really, really seamless video production, streaming, and kind of one off, you had to be there kind of live streaming. And then so it'll have basically an expiration component to it where a content creator will appear for a short period of time, and if you weren't there, you missed out on the opportunity for a short period of time, and then maybe that content will exist again later, in a throwback Thursday format in which then they get, through membership of a premium membership, they're able to get to experience that again, sort of the way that cinema did back in the day, where they released a movie in the theater and then there was a short break period between when the movie was theatrically released and when it was released to DVD. And so hopefully that method of monetization will enable another way for creators to make a little bit more money. Now, when it comes to affiliate sponsorship and partnerships, I think this space is really getting shook up and disrupted. I think with this conference that I'm attending at the end of January, Affiliate Summit West in Las Vegas, I'm gonna get a better understanding of how brands perceive the creator economy and content creators, because they're really familiar with um, publishers more than they are with content creators, because they're familiar with more of a Hollywood agency model of authors and musicians and comedians and actors rather than self-published content creators on platforms like YouTube and TikTok. And I'm really looking forward to talking with these folks and talking about my niche of interest in gaming and esports, and explaining to them what's going on in the gaming and esports space as far as monetization and how that can be translated into podcasting, into TikToks, into YouTube videos on demand, and other content of that nature. And it's going to be exciting. So far, I've booked a few different meetups and parties that I'll be attending during my stay for the conference, and I've also reached out to a number of local um, entrepreneurs and business folks and influencers and content creators in that space, specifically in Vegas, to link up with them and talk to them about what is happening in the creator economy and gaming and esports and everything adjacent to it all. And I'm really looking forward to doing that. And in general, I'm looking forward to networking in person in 2023. And I think it'll be really important for content creators to network in person and do those collaborations. Of course, there's always the opportunity to do virtual events and webinars and whatnot online, that we've become familiar with in the new normal since the pandemic in 2020. But with it being now 3 years, or well, I guess 2 years if you count the whole of 2020, and then like the slow uh, return to events in 2021. 2 years since we really had a full swing of events, and one of those things will be in March. There's going to be South by Southwest back here in my hometown, Austin, Texas, and I look forward to seeing that event and seeing gaming come back, because the past few years gaming hasn't been a big component of the South by Southwest event, and so it'll be good to see that come back and see who decides to show up. It's an um, interesting landscape for esports and gaming, and I haven't really heard anybody say they're really excited about attending South by Southwest. All mostly what I'm hearing, at least from my network, is that it's a little bit of a stretch for how much they're asking for passes, and it's highly congested and difficult to really win at South by Southwest these days. And I completely understand that because of the hustle and bustle and the craziness that South by Southwest always is. Um, why people can kind of get lost in the sauce while they're down there. Of course, it's a very entertaining festival to attend with all the music and comedy and film that exists. So you can kind of get lost in the entertainment component of South by and miss out on the opportunities to do networking and business while you're here in Austin. But it should be good. Now, kind of sliding back a little bit, back in I think February timeframe, I'm looking at attending at the end of the month in February another trip to Vegas for Level Up Expo. And so for this quarter, I've kind of got a good idea of how I intend to engage with the creator economy and in the gaming and esports space, podcasting space, and everything that's really going on in content creation. And what's fascinating is uh, sometimes I can get lost in the business of it all, the money of it all, and forget the reason why that we create content, who we're creating content for, and so the art of content creation can get lost in the sauce in a way. And so I do need to, as an individual, focus more on telling myself and reminding myself why I create content, and what is the purpose of talking to a microphone or getting on video, doing a live stream, printing out pamphlets to hand out, setting up events. What's the purpose? And is it just a cash grab, or is there also an entertainment component to it that makes me or brings me happiness? And I got to be honest, like sometimes that's really difficult uh to comprehend or deduce, right? It's challenging because you may want to do something for fun, right? You want to go to a cosplay event, or you want to go to a concert or a sporting event, and you don't always want to turn it into uh some way to be a corporate goon or what have you, or just be overly professional and business about it, and not just let loose and have fun and create content that's going to be entertaining for the viewers and whatnot. But it's a balance between uh making sure that it's monetizable and making sure that it's entertaining, and trying to find a happy medium that works for you. And so I just wanted to jump on this briefly to just kind of talk about a few little components, uh and test out test out StreamYard, and the ability to do the local recording, what it looks like as far as my internet connection, my upload download speeds, and live streaming from the platform, and then and all of that. So once again, this has been just a short little 30-minute bite-sized piece, but I appreciate everyone for listening and tuning in. If there's anything that I can do for you, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and go directly to my website, trentknox.com, for anything, any updates and everything that's going on in the world of Trent Knox and Trent Knox Productions and all of the things. But again, I'll catch you on the next one. Signing off.